Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Luminous Global Virtual Conference. My name is Kevin Mendel, and I'm the Vice President of Aesthetic Marketing for Luminous Americas. Welcome. We are so thrilled that you are able to tune in from around the world. And I was just looking at our attendee list. We have people from Hawaii, so thank you for attending. We have folks from Israel. We have folks from Latin America. Many Europeans, so thank you for attending. This has been a spectacular event. We launched this actually last Wednesday, and we've had thousands of attendees. And we're so thrilled that you could join us. The event, just so you know, actually goes until Friday, May 22nd. And our event has been featuring and features over 30 live and on-demand webcasts from across the globe. And it's divided into 3 educational tracks: devices and treatments, Ask Clinical, and practice marketing. Just so that you guys are aware, our next live webcast will be kicking off at 4 p.m. PST, that's 4 p.m. Pacific, today with Scar Wars 2.0. And we hope that you'll be able to attend that one as well. Just a few other housekeeping items. To familiarize yourself with the audience council for today's webcast, feel free to ask questions using the box on the bottom left of the screen. And I'll be actually moderating all of the Q&A today, so you'll definitely make sure to keep those coming. I think especially for this webcast today with Lori, you're going to have a lot of questions about marketing. In addition, you can download several important assets pertaining to the webcast under the bonus materials section. And as always, we're always happy to assist you with at any time. So let's go ahead and get started with a brief introduction about today's speaker. So Lori Werner, and Lori and I have been working together for many years now, but Lori is an accomplished marketing executive and co-founder of the Medical Marketing Wiz, which is actually based out of the Detroit metro area. She is known for her high energy, right, Lori? High energy, creativity, and result-driven marketing strategies that consistently produce substantial growth for practices. She has a passion for marketing and practice development, which has inspired her to really create a marketing agency unlike any other we've seen before. She's very focused on client engagement, and what she loves to do, and I hope all of you are listening, is turn leads into paying patients. I think that's the #1 key. So at this time, I would like to introduce Lori. Lori, the floor is yours.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Kevin. So yes, I'm extremely excited to be working with Luminous and to be invited for what I think is a great event. I've tuned into some of the talks myself earlier this week, and I just think you guys have put together an amazing program. So my goal today really is to talk to all of you offices, whether you're newly opened up, maybe you've just opened up this month, maybe you're planning on opening up, hopefully everybody here in the next 30 days or so, but to give you a very tactical marketing recovery plan so that you've got steps that you can actually take action with now to prepare you to get back really fast and really successful. So Kevin had said I'm really passionate about marketing. The other thing that I'm known for is my extreme Midwest accent. So feel free to laugh at me if you want. I like to make fun of myself in the way that I say things. So we'll have fun today together. And I promise you guys will walk away with some great things that you can implement in your practice right away. So just to tell you a little bit about myself, normally I do these talks with my sidekick, Glenn Akins. He's our COO, and we like to do a lot of these together, but he left me stranded today, and he is down in Florida, nice sunny Florida, camping with his family. But our company, Medical Marketing Wiz, we are a digital and non-digital marketing agency. We're one of the preferred vendors for Luminous. If you guys haven't heard of us before, I definitely encourage you to follow us on social media, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or YouTube. We do free marketing trainings every Wednesday ourselves at 3 p.m. Eastern on our Facebook page. And we like to just, our goal is really to help everybody, whether you're a client or not. So I encourage you guys to check us out and follow us. And I love giving away little presents. So at the end of today's talk, we do have a special gift for everybody that's pre-registered. So to start off, let's just talk about the things that your practice needs to think about to change to meet the demands and expectations of patients. So first thing, communication is going to be essential. And that is first and foremost going to be with your staff, making sure everybody knows what the new policies and procedures are, and then making sure your patients know what to expect when they come back. So whether that be if maybe their check-in process is going to be different, or if you're going to do a virtual visit before they come in for their appointment, you need to make sure that you're communicating that. And I'm going to go through today exactly some best practices to make sure that that happens. The other thing that I really want to point out is attitude is everything. One thing that I would caution offices from doing is we all kind of have our opinions about what is going on, whether, some people are on one end where they feel like, this is really a safety issue, and then other people think it's just, silly and that we need to get back to normal. I would make sure that you have a conversation with your staff that those type of opinions you really should keep to yourself, because you just never know as these patients come back, if they've had a loved one affected with it, or really what their situation is. So it's kind of one of those things where 50% of the time you could potentially turn someone off. So I would just say, make sure that you kind of keep those opinions to yourself, and just make sure that your attitude is positive. It's all about welcoming people back. You're excited to have them back. You can't wait to help them look and feel their very best. The other thing is you want to think about what are your new cleaning protocols for common areas, treatment rooms, bathrooms. Your check-in area, are you going to have to wipe that down on a regular basis? What is your protocols going to be when people go in and out of the rooms, bathrooms, things like that? Also thinking about reconfiguring areas for social distancing. So maybe your waiting room, you've got to reconfigure the way the chairs are set up and things like that. Is there a new check-in process? So we've had several offices where what they do is they're having the patient wait in the car, and then they call them when it's time for them to come in for their appointment. So thinking about what those check-in processes may be, and then offering pre-treatment virtual consultations. So this is something, again, if you're not open right now, you can offer pre-treatment virtual consults right now, so that that initial consultation is done and out of the way. And as soon as you open up, those folks are ready to come right in for their services. So let's talk next just about what services you should focus on first. And you want to be thinking about the most popular services that patients are most likely to want right away. So things like the Geneo. I know for me, my skin needs to be exfoliated. This is something I get these done myself usually every month. The fact that it's been 3 months and I haven't had that done, that's definitely going to be one of the first things that I want to get done. Your Botox fillers, those obviously there's a lot of people waiting for. IPL treatment, so if you have the M22, that's a great one. Skin tightening, laser hair removal, peel skincare, IV therapy, hormones. So kind of think of the things that people are most likely to want first, and that maybe a little bit easier where you're not going to have to be like right in their face. The other thing that you want to think about is offering some kind of free perk or gift card to encourage future visits. So I would recommend this over just deep discounting everything, because when you start discounting all of your services, pretty soon that becomes your new price. So rather than saying, hey, come in, everything's 25% off, rather sell a package of, let's say, 3 Geneos and then give them a gift card for, let's say, $50 that they could use towards future services. So that encourages them to come back in, and you're still offering them a discount, but that discount is for them to come back. Another thing that we've found has worked really well for offices is coming up with some special packages that are really relevant during this time. So an example here on the left, I loved this idea. This was a dermatologist office that is doing something special for frontline workers and first responders. You think about these folks that are wearing a mask for 8 hours a day and longer. We actually had a friend this weekend that we saw, and I live in the Detroit area, and he works at a manufacturing plant, and he's a supervisor getting ready for everybody to go back into the plants on Monday. And the poor guy's entire face is broken out from this mask that he has to wear for 8 hours a day. So this dermatologist is offering special free virtual dermatology visits for all of the frontline workers and first responders, which I thought was a really, really great idea. Another thing would be a stress relieving package. Everybody is stressed out right now. There's a lot of anxiety. This is a way for them to treat themselves and come in to get a service that maybe has a couple different components to it. So kind of be thinking about what type of packages can you offer that are perfect for this time. And those are some things that you can add to your services menu. All right, so welcoming patients back. You want to obviously be prepared to answer questions about safety head on. And this is really why that communication is important. Make sure you could even do kind of role plays with your staff. You know, how you want to make sure that they know how to answer the questions in a confident and positive way, because patients are going to have a lot of questions. So take that time with your staff to make sure that you're all prepared and on the same page with how you're going to answer those common questions. The next thing, and you can do this now, is reach out to all of your VIPs. So if you can pull a list of your top 20% clients or patients within your office, you want to call them to get them on the schedule as soon as possible. You could also send them right now in the mail a personal note with a gift card. And you could also give them some kind of special VIP hours when you open back up. So if you know, a lot of grocery stores right now are offering like senior citizen hours where people can come in and have the place to themselves. Think about that for your VIPs, because these are really the people that are going to help you get on your feet the quickest. You also want to think about anybody that canceled or had their appointment canceled abruptly when things shut down. Reach out to them now. And I would encourage you, it's very easy to just send an email, but just realize not everybody opens up emails. So I would personally reach out to them via phone and get them on the schedule. And then, as I mentioned, I love the idea of doing some kind of appreciation for all of those frontline and essential workers that have been keeping things going and, really working around the clock while all the rest of us have been home. All right, so now I'm going to get into the specifics, and this is going to be the game plan for your reopening. So the first thing that you need to do is in your Google My Business account. For those of you that don't know what Google My Business is, you can just Google My Business. And basically what it is it is a online business listing for your business. Kind of think of it like an online Yellow Pages listing, but with Google. And so a lot of offices went in and marked themselves as temporarily closed, but believe it or not, even if you didn't, Google in some cases did that for you or did that for some offices. So you want to make sure you log into your Google My Business, and right here you want to click Mark as Open. So you need to mark yourself open. Otherwise you could open up and not even realize that Google is still saying that you're closed. Update your business hours. So if your office hours are changing at all, make sure you update that. Within Google My Business, you can also add an event for your reopening. So let's say you're reopening on June 1st. Go into Google My Business and create an event, and that will allow Google to tell everyone that, hey, we're back open June 1st. This is what we have going on. We're really excited to have you back. You also want to think about those new packages that you put together. Make sure you add those to your new services and products in Google My Business. And then any updated photos. So we're actually doing a webinar this week on Wednesday about local search engine optimization. And so I was preparing for it over the weekend and was doing some research and found that Google My Business listings that have photos get 42% more clicks for directions to the office than those that do not. So think about how your waiting room is reconfigured. Get a picture of the outside of your office, maybe some new staff photos, and upload those into your Google My Business account. Not only is that going to help show that you're open, but you'll actually get a little bit of a search engine optimization boost by updating your profile with new photos. So why is Google My Business important? And this is something that I love to teach people because I think a lot of people don't understand really what it is and how does this differ from your website search ranking. So basically, this is a screenshot right here of me Googling med spa near me. And what you'll see here is these listings are the ones that come up. Now, the #1 ranked website shows up below this Google My Business. So you actually have to scroll your phone to even see the #1 ranked website. So what's really cool about this is you can see here, I can click call right from Google My Business. I can look at this top one and say, gosh, they've got 70 reviews. They're close to my house. I can call them directly. So this is what Google calls a no-click search. So what's cool about this is you have the chance actually to show up on page 1 of Google, even if your website doesn't show up on page 1 of Google. So this is that Google My Business listing that I was mentioning where you're going to put your office hours and your new photos and all of that. Doing that helps move you up this list so that you're in the top when people are looking for med spa near me, for example. Just a few statistics. 93% of local searches feature Google My Business listings. So 93% of the time when someone is searching for a local business, they're searching for it in Google My Business. And 68% of the people are going to click that call button without ever going to your website. And then, as I mentioned, #1 ranked websites are now appearing in the second half of Google search results. So this is kind of a hidden gem that a lot of people don't know about when they're doing search engine optimization is this Google My Business listing. So just to show you some results, this is actually a client. These are our before and after photos. So I know Luminous, they have amazing before and after photos of all of their aesthetic treatments, but this is the kind of boring marketing before and after. But just to kind of show you before, this is 90 days before working on Google My Business, and then 90 days after working on Google My Business. This is their Maps search. You can see over double the amount of people found them on Maps, and over 5,000 people found them in search, 5,000 more than the 90 days previous. So this is a huge thing that you guys can work on now. And within a 3-month period, and you go and look at your Google Insights, you will definitely see a jump. So it's very worthwhile spending a little bit of time working on it. The next thing with Google My Business that's really important is your reviews. So these are just a few things that you can work on again right now as you prepare to open. #1, you want to research the number of reviews that your competitors have. So if your competitor has 70 reviews and you have 25 reviews, if you think about it from a consumer standpoint, if somebody's looking up a new med spa to go to because they definitely want to get this, a Geneo done, or they want to, get their skin tightening, their new era done, or whatever it may be, they're on there searching for a med spa near me. Now, if your competitor has 70 reviews with 5 stars and you have 25 reviews with 4.1 stars, naturally, people tend to call the other business before they call you. So what I'd like you to do is really do some research, look up what reviews your competitors have, and Google reviews are the most important. All these other review sites are nice to have, but not as important as your Google reviews. So if they've got 70 reviews, your goal needs to be to try to get 71, 72, 73 reviews. So how do you do that? #1, you've got to ask for more reviews. We have one client, I thought she had such a great idea. People have been reaching out to her when she's been closed and saying, how can I help you? And yeah, she's got some stuff that she's selling, like her skincare products and things like that on her website. But what I love that she did was she sent an email that said, hey, a lot of people have been asking how they can support our business right now. And one free thing that you can do right now is leave us a review on Google. And so that's just a really simple way that's not pushy to just say, you know what, if you have time, we would so appreciate you would help our business out if you would leave us a review. So don't be afraid to do that. The other thing is monitor your reviews. As you open up, this is going to be critical because there are going to be some people that are bent out of shape because things aren't the way they were. We are going to have to adjust our expectations on, doing things different ways. So you want to make sure that you're monitoring your reviews. Now, as long as you own your Google My Business listing, you will get notified if anyone leaves you a bad review. So make sure you're keeping track of that. And then go in and respond to all reviews. Respond to both positive reviews and negative reviews. And make sure you personalize them when possible. Just a little side note, which isn't on the slide here, but replying to reviews also helps your search ranking. It helps your search engine optimization. You want to make sure that you don't really reveal any information in the reply. So one example of a reply that is HIPAA compliant and also helps your SEO would be, let's say I left a review for ABC Med Spa, okay? And I say, I love going here. I love getting my Botox and I've got great results, for example. The reply to me would be, your reply would be, hi, Lori, thank you so much for the review for name of med spa in then the city. We love hearing feedback like this. You don't really want to acknowledge that I had Botox done. You don't really want to say we love having you as a patient because those are things that can get you in trouble with HIPAA. So a very simple reply that you're just thanking them for the review and you're naming the name of your business and the city that you're located in the reply. You want to make sure that you reply to both positive and negative reviews. So, and then obviously the negative reviews, just leave a simple response and really try to take it offline. The only other thing that I do want to mention is that Google is behind a little bit right now due to the coronavirus. And so if you reply to a review and it doesn't show up right away, don't panic. They will post. They're just in a queue and it is taking a little bit longer for those to post. Same thing if someone says, hey, I left a review and you don't see it show up. That's okay. It will post. It just may take a little bit longer than what you're normally used to. So next thing is email outreach. Again, right now it is all about adjusting your messaging to make sure that you're sensitive to the times. So it really would take more of a patient education focus. So think about things like you want to update your office status. You want to make sure everybody knows, are you offering teleconsults? If so, how much are they? How do they go about signing up for one? Updated hours, updated office policies, how to schedule that virtual consultation, any new packages you put together, any kind of curbside or mail order that you may want to continue. And then I love adding other things like wellness tips or like, for example, this month is Skin Cancer Prevention Month. So a great little blurb about the importance of sunscreen and why medical grade sunscreen is ideal. And then you could link to that page on your website. Also, a recipe. When we do our newsletters for our clients, I can tell you that the recipes is one of the highest click sections of the newsletter. It's something that people look forward to. And I'll show you an example here, but I would encourage you, to start, make sure you have a newsletter and include a recipe and put it at the end because people have to scroll through the whole newsletter to get to the recipe. And people really, really love it. They end up printing it out, sharing it with their friends, and you'll get a lot more out of your emails. So this is just an example. This is a fictitious med spa here, but you can see they've got their little blurb in here about their reset, restart, and reopening and when they're opening back up. This is how you go ahead and book that virtual visit. This has got a little immunity boosting tea. Here's how you leave them a Google review and Facebook. And then maybe you add a little article about, for example, the May being Skin Cancer Prevention Month. So just a few suggestions. Another way that you can send more of a patient education outreach is what we like to call a lead generating email blast. Oh, did you get my audio back? Am I back, Lake? Okay, good. Sorry about that. Hopefully you guys can hear me. So this is just an example of what we call a lead generating email blast. So what this is this is an example of an office that has, I believe they have like a FemTouch device. So they want to send email out to let people know that they have this. And so rather than being real salesy, this is an e-blast that goes out that says, hey, we've got this new treatment that solves these problems. Patient education is at the core of our practice, and we want to make sure our patients are aware of this revolutionary technology. And in fact, if you watch a short little video, you're going to get a special voucher for a discount off of the treatment. So only the people that have that problem opt in. They provide their name, email, and phone number. They watch a little video, and then you get a list of all of those patients that are ideal to call to maybe book a virtual consult or maybe ready to come in to get the treatment. This can all be done in MailChimp. This is why MailChimp is my personal favorite email marketing platform, because there's so many capabilities with it. It's very low cost, and it's really, really user friendly. So that's the one that I'd recommend. You can do some stuff in Constant Contact. I know a lot of people like that one, but my personal favorite is MailChimp. But again, this is, I think, a better approach than being real salesy and saying, hey, we've got this service that's 25% off. So social media. Again, we have to think about what's relevant during this time. So I keep saying it, I'm going to say it again, patient education focus. So think about ways that you can add value, encourage, inspire, and motivate your followers. You want to make sure that you're staying positive. And honestly, right now, I think people are pretty much over COVID and social distancing. So I would avoid talking about those things. Really be positive. Think motivational quotes, inspirational quotes, health and wellness tips. Maybe a photo album that's dedicated to your reopening. You can post that in social media. A group photo with a welcome back sign. You guys are going to get tons of engagement on those type of personal photos. And then video. So I'm going to talk to you about some specific videos that you guys should be making right now. So 5 videos that I recommend you make. And again, you can work on this right now. Number 1, a welcome back video with a virtual tour. So when you make videos, let me find my phone here. You don't need anything fancy. You just need your iPhone. You want to hold it horizontal and record a quick little 2-minute video, 2-3-minute video, welcoming people back and giving them a virtual tour so they know what to expect when they come back. This is how you have things set up differently now. Treatment demos. So if you have downtime that your staff are not seeing patients, these are times that you can do little demos and record yourself giving these different treatments. That's content that you'll be able to use for months and months and months on your social media. Think about a product or service of the week that you want to highlight. So make a quick video. Maybe it's frequently asked questions about, what's the difference between a traditional facial and a geneo-facial, or what is the difference between different types of lasers? Like there's a ton of different things that you can think about to do a short little video on. What's included in this package? So if you are going to put together a special thing for, let's say, frontline workers, what's going to be included? Shoot a video, and then an invite to your reopening virtual event. So I encourage you to have an event, and the event could be the whole month of June. And it's your virtual reopening, and you're going to create videos with highlighting different services that you're going to be offering and how excited you are to have people back. So a quick little 2-minute intro, inviting people back into the office, effective whatever your date is. So why do I harp on video? This is why, because video gets a crazy amount of engagement. So this is one of our clients. He had never done a video before. And we had encouraged every single one of our clients to record a video over the last couple months about what's going on. So you can see he's got his notes right in front of him. I mean, it wasn't like a super polished video. But what I love about this is this office is in a very small town in Ohio. This is 100% unpaid traffic. 39,000 people reached, 12,000 in some engagements, 59 comments, and 766 shares. When you're adding value and doing video, you really can see your social media blow up. This is his social media during the coronavirus. So this is his March and April. He ended up doing 5 videos. So it's funny because you can almost see exactly when his videos happen. He had a 28% growth in their social media, 100% of that unpaid. So video, video, video. The other thing is I talked a little bit about a welcome back sign and why these are important. So we have our clients get these selfie signs every quarter. And the purpose of them is to create engagement on your page and to kind of trick the algorithms of social media. So the reason these are important is, let's just take this one on the right here. So this is a picture of the doctor with one of her medical assistants, and you can see that this post is getting 95% more engagement than any other post on their page. So why this is important is that when you're doing social media, let's say you have 1,000 people on your social media, let's just say Facebook page. A lot of people think that when you put a post up and you have 1,000 people, that 1,000 people see your post. It's not true. It's actually only about 5% of those people see your post. So it's all about engagement on your post. So how many people are liking, commenting, and sharing your posts? So for example, if you put this post up on Monday, this post will get a lot of likes, comments, and shares. So on Tuesday, when you post about your reopening, Facebook and Instagram will show that Tuesday post to more people. So kind of if you're thinking about your week and planning out your social media, I would say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, maybe post like a personal, whether it's a video or a personal sign or something like this. And then Tuesday and Thursday, you could post something that's a call to action. That is going to get you the most engagement organically out of your social media page. So again, these are all things you could take all of these pictures right now and have a whole list of personal photos that you could schedule for your social media the month that you are back open. Okay, so we're getting to the last part here, and that is virtual visits. I personally think these are not going away anytime soon. Even when things open back up, this virtual telehealth virtual visits are going to be here to stay. So we need to get comfortable with them. I actually think it's a great idea. I think it's going to be a way that you can reach people that wouldn't be able to come in for a visit. You know, now they'll be able to talk to you on their lunch break and make their decision to come in and get a treatment done without having to, you know, wait till they can get a day off work or a time that works for them. So I think this actually could be a really good thing. But these are just 3 examples of 3 of our doctors that took a picture of them doing a virtual visit and posted it on social media. So just make sure, again, is the more personal that you can make it, it's going to be so much more impactful than if you just put a stock photo up about virtual visits. The other thing that I think is really cool is you can actually target new patients with these virtual visits. So these are 3 examples of paid Facebook ads. And the cool thing is you can run these ads on Facebook and Instagram at the exact same time because Facebook owns Instagram. So as an example, I'll just take the middle one here. This is an office that's saying, you know, we offer virtual consults. So this office is trying to get people who want to discuss their skincare regimen. They want some kind of immunity boosting treatment. This particular office offers IV vitamins. Then they can schedule a virtual visit. Now we run a Facebook ad to women around a 20-mile radius of their office. And depending on how condensed your area, you may want to go to a smaller area. but you can target women, let's say 20 miles around the office, who are over the age of 35, who are in the top 25% income earners, and who are already spending money on things like anti-aging creams. They get massages, they get their nails done. Facebook knows all of this about us. And so the great thing is it allows you to target them. So this is, I think, a really powerful way for you to be able to attract brand new people to your office, because maybe who they go to right now, they're not offering these type of things. So definitely encourage you to look into that. The next thing is going to be these virtual events. Don't worry about the fact that you might not be able to do a big in-office event that you've done in the past. We had an office, I'm actually going to show you next, an office that did a skincare event. And they had over 200 people watch their skincare event. Now, if they would have had this in the office, they wouldn't have had 200 people come to the office. So again, I think there's power and a lot of good things that can come out of being able to do these virtual events. You just need to get comfortable with them. So a couple of examples you'll see on the right. This is an office that did a week-long, or actually a couple weeks long event. And they're talking about a bunch of different treatments that they offer. They did this in a Facebook event. So really easy way to do it. This is another one where they did like a virtual spring reset, which is a health and wellness open house. So the event could be done on Facebook. You could also do it Facebook Live or Instagram Live. You could do some kind of call-in event. So maybe you're going to do an event and then you're going to open it up for a week and people could call in and put a deposit down. And then also think about partnering with another doctor or local business. So someone else that has the same type of target patient or client that you're going after. This is all about collaboration right now. So I think this is a great time for businesses to partner together and get creative and do some of these virtual events together where you can help both businesses out. So this is that example that I wanted to share with you. So this is an office that did a skincare event, and the gal on the left is actually their rep. And then the doctor is on the right. And you can see 81 comments, 1 share on 197 people watched their event, which I thought was awesome because, again, they weren't going to have 187 people or 197 people even on a good day probably showing up to their event. So that's a great way for them to reach people that, you know, are online right now and want to learn about this stuff. And then another thing that you can do virtually, which we've actually been doing these for the last probably 3 years pretty consistently, is what we call evergreen webinars. And in fact, about 2 weeks ago, we did a webinar about webinars. So if you want to watch that, it's actually on our Facebook page if you want to learn like the details of exactly how to do a webinar. But these are all great topics to do a webinar on: women's intimate health, body sculpting, erectile dysfunction, regenerative medicine, functional medicine, joint pain, any kind of wellness or weight loss are all really great topics. And basically all you need to do is pre-record yourself on Zoom. And you share your screen, kind of like we're doing today, and you're up in the corner speaking, and you can go through a PowerPoint, or if you want it to be more of a conversation, we've had offices just record themselves and their office manager talking about a certain topic, more of kind of like an interview. So evergreen means that this webinar is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So people can watch it whenever it is convenient for them. So how do you market these type of events? So whether it's a Facebook Live or it's a Facebook event or it's a webinar, you want to make sure that you kind of hit all of these buckets. So number one, make sure that it's on your website, preferably on the home page. You can even do like a little pop-up on your website. And then you want to have a way to collect RSVPs. So again, I love MailChimp. You can create a landing page in there, really simple: name, email, phone number, and then how many friends they're bringing or how many friends they're tagging to come to your event. You want to send out an email blast every week for 4 weeks before the event. So again, this is stuff that you can be doing right now. Your event, your online event for the whole month of June, you can start advertising it now here in May. Create a Facebook event page, And then also post about your event at least 2 to 3 times per week on social media. Also, we talked early in the webinar today about Google My Business. So make sure you post about your event in Google My Business, so then Google knows that you've got this coming up, and they will make sure to show it in your profile. And then still don't forget, even if you can't have someone bring a friend, if it's not actually in the office, they certainly can tag a friend. So make sure that you encourage them, because if you've got 30 women that are coming to your event and each one of them tags 2 or 3 friends, now you've just doubled or tripled the number of people that know about your reopening. Okay, so I've gone over a lot of stuff here, and I promised to give you guys some free gifts. And so one of the things that you're going to get is we've put together 10 social media images, and some of them are gifts. So they actually have like a little pizzazz to them. So we're going to make sure that you guys get all of those. I believe they should be in the bonus materials on the right on your screen. And if they are not, I can't see your screen right now. So if they are not there, we'll make sure that the Luminous team emails those out to you, so you can use those on both Facebook and Instagram. The other thing that we are doing really free right now, just to help offices, is we will do free one-on-one strategy calls. So if you would like to get on the phone with one of us here at Medical Marketing Wiz, we put together a full marketing report. And it's a very comprehensive analysis. So we look at your Google My Business, we look at your competitors, we look at where you rank, we look at your online reputation. We'll also give you some feedback about your social media. And then we can talk to you about events, and we can actually show you a demo of our webinar. So I encourage you guys, we've set aside time specifically for our friends here at Luminous. For any of you that have registered for this, if you want to take advantage of it, it's 100% free, and we're happy to do that. This is just a little bit about us. This is our team. So Glenn and all his ladies. But this is just a little bit about what we do. We really serve as more of a chief marketing officer. And the program that we implement is called the Dr. Marketing Blueprint. So that's just a little bit about us. The other thing, again, I don't have a slide for, but I want to let you know about, is we have a free Facebook group that we started a couple of months ago to help offices collaborate with each other. So if you go to our Facebook page and click on groups, you can request to join that. And we give a lot more of these like free social media downloads, special trainings that we're just doing for this small group. So definitely go ahead and request that, and I'm happy to approve you. So with that, Kevin, I know I went through a ton, and hopefully you guys got a lot of value on it. But if anybody has questions, I'm happy to take questions.
Yes, Lori, thank you. That was fantastic. Wow. There are certainly a lot of aspects of marketing to cover, especially during this time period. And, I've been receiving tons of texts and emails from all of our clients. They're very concerned, obviously, but at the same time, they want to reopen. But at the same time, they don't want to be tone deaf, as you know, with the situation. And, I think you made some good points that, oh gosh, we keep hearing about COVID, and you're right. Everybody's up to here with COVID right now. I was just listening to the news, and everybody was saying the new normal. I said, I'm sick of the new normal. We've got to start pushing ourselves and create this positivity. So definitely tell me a little bit about what you're hearing out there from practices that are reopening right now. Because obviously every phase is different. I know I'm located in Indiana. Right now, practices are reopening. They have certain requirements. What are you hearing out there? I mean, obviously you're located in Michigan. You're completely closed. Here, where restaurants are open at 50%. People want to get back to normal. Obviously, virtual events are a great way to go. But when do we know it's ready to have a live event? Can we host live events? If we were to do that, how many people would we be able to, accommodate? What are you hearing?
Yeah, so those are all great questions, Kevin, and I agree with you. I think people are sick of COVID and social distancing, and not that we're not going to be sensitive to those things, and not that we're not going to be safe, but I think the more that we can be positive on whatever communication that we have, whether it's email or social media, or even when patients come back, that's going to be critical. I think focusing on patient education is going to be critical, and not being, because again, you don't want to come across like you're completely out of touch with reality and, you know, shoving sales down people's throats. I personally think that the live events, I would probably say for the first quarter that you're open back up, stick to the virtual events. And truthfully, across the country, we have clients across the whole United States. In the summertime, we do a lot of virtual events anyway, because people are traveling and on vacation and stuff like that. So I don't really feel like it's going to be a lot different than what it is normally, at least for us. So I think the virtual events are going to be big. I also think that the offices that have used this time right now, and it's not too late. So let's say you've done none of this, okay? And you feel like you're behind. You're not. You've got 2 weeks right now to start focusing on this stuff. You could make a video tomorrow on your social media and see results from it within a couple of days. So I think the offices that have done the best are the ones that have not stuck their head in the sand and waved the white flag of surrender, and really used this as a time where, hey, you know what? I've got a captive audience on social media right now. I'm going to make sure that I'm visible. I'm going to make sure that I'm positioning myself as the local expert, the one that people can go to with questions. There's one office, one of the things I love that she did, her last name is Dr. Chilcott, and she was doing chilling with Dr. Chilcott on Wednesdays on her Facebook page. And I thought, that is so cool. And she was talking about all kinds of different things. I actually watched her video, and I ended up buying, she's in California, I'm in Michigan. I ended up buying one of her skincare products because I just loved it. So,
right, you got sucked into it.
Yeah. So I think just first of all, don't feel like you're behind if you haven't done any of these things. Just the main thing is take action. I think planning it out by the quarter, because things change so much. So like, let's just take everything in 90-day increments. So for right now, like set a goal to do some kind of virtual event or webinar in the next 90 days. You know, so I think just...
And you know what, and Lori, these are all great goals, because I talk to thousands of practices like you do about all of our aesthetic technologies. And especially right now, you hit the nail on the head. Everybody is an audience, and they're all looking for amazing content. You know, you don't have to be talking about discounts, et cetera. And I love the virtual idea. I mean, even like you and I right now, we're talking back and forth to each other. You could have a coffee time, you know, with other community, maybe retailers in the area, you know, and this is an idea for everybody out there listening today. Have that virtual event. Why don't you be the leader of your community and bring other community leaders in to your Zoom meeting, for instance? Maybe you have the publisher of the newspaper, or maybe a local fitness center, you know, tie in, because at this point we know, and you also said, you know, we're tired of being quarantined. We want to look and feel our best, right? So I think at this point, this is a great way to really show your leadership in that community and tie it all together. So these are just points. I mean, I think doing a video should be done every day. There's no reason why it can't, but I realize people are a bit shy, you know, but we've been doing it so much. I'm on video, as you know, many of you follow me on my social channels. I'm on video all the time. In fact, I feel like even today, I'm like a newscaster. That's what we do. You know, we've been so used to it. So you have to just step out of your comfort zone, right, Lori, and get going. That's what I would say. And sometimes you don't even have to have a script. It can be as an impromptu and just having a conversation, because that's where I feel it. That's where I feel many of our practices are getting the most engagement. I know many of our practices that are derms or plastics are actually going on Instagram, and I see them going and using IGTV for the longer form videos, talking about their eye health, how to get rid of the crow's feet. They're talking about, you know, what you can pull from your cabinet for, you know, treatments in between laser treatments. So all of these kinds of things are very, very healthy. I did want to ask you one question, because we've had several from the audience. How long do you recommend, what is the time duration, I should say, for a virtual event? What do you think is the best rule of thumb?
So if you're just doing one video, you don't want it to be really long. I think it's better to do like a 5-day event with one short video each day than to just expect people to show up at a certain time. Because the nice thing about the virtual events is those videos stay on there. So if you're doing it over a week, then if somebody missed, Tuesday's video, it's still on there and they could still watch it. So I would probably say like a week or more, and then just do one shorter video each day. The other thing real quick, just about videos, Kevin, is the first time you're going to feel really awkward, and you're going to feel like, oh, I don't sound good, or I don't like the way my hair is, or I don't like, people don't care. Honestly, just do it. Just do your first one, and I guarantee you're going to get better and better and better. And people like real more than they like perfect.
They like real. Right. They want that natural element about you, that real person, not that they're talking to some made up being that's on, that's really talking. And that's what I find that's happening with celebrities today. They're on the news right now, the national news, and they're coming on and heeding their advice. And everyone's like, I'm not that interested. I want to hear about the real people. I want to know what's really going on in the States, and what's happening. So I think that means a lot. Question. We talked about reviews. Reviews are so important. Everybody's always look. That's the first place I go for any sort of, third-party vendor I'm looking for. I look at the reviews, even if it's for home, whatever it might be. How do you respond to negative reviews? What do you recommend? Someone, all of a sudden you have got this 5-star rating, and then boom, it hits you out of left field. There's this negative review. What do you tell your clients?
So we have a script that we suggest people use. There's actually 4 scripts that we have them copy and paste. The goal is to take it offline. You want to be empathetic. So I guess 2 things. Number one, if you go in your database and this person isn't even a client, I think it's fine to say, we've searched our records and we don't have record of anyone by this name coming to this office. Perhaps you have the wrong office, but if not, please give us a call and we're happy to address any concern that you have. You don't want to get into a back and forth. So as much as possible, you want to try to take it offline. Apologize for them, having any kind of, not meeting their expectations or not getting whatever they thought they were going to get. And then just give a phone number for them to contact the office manager, and then just try to take it offline. But you do need to respond to them, because I know for me, if I go in and I see an office, everybody's got a couple bad reviews. Everybody does. It's normal. Everybody's got the one patient that didn't pay her bill or whatever it may be. But if I'm looking and I see somebody that doesn't have any replies to these, it kind of looks like, oh, well, maybe this is legitimate. Versus if you see that there's a reply, it shows that you care about their experience and you took the time to reply. So I think that the best thing is just to use verbiage that takes it offline. But unfortunately, you cannot delete reviews, negative reviews or positive reviews. So that's really why it's critical that you have to ask the happy people to leave your review too, because that will bury some of those negative Nellies that are in everybody's reviews. So just try to take it offline. But again, if they're not a patient, if it's like we've had offices where one patient gets mad, and so then they tell their 5 friends that have never even gone there to leave a bad review. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, we don't have anyone registered by that name. And that you could even report to Google as false, because they aren't actually someone that has interacted with your business.
Absolutely. Now, you talked about reopening your practice and notifying all of your patients. You were stating that you're using email, you're using social. I'm seeing a lot more, especially like with my hairstylist. You can see how great it looks today. I got a text, and I think text services are absolutely perfect at this point. There is one that I'm recommending. You may have heard of them. It's called Easy Text, where you can send out group texts. You could even give like that little code if you wanted to give someone an incentive to redeem. What do you think about group texting through those services?
So I agree. I think it's a great idea, especially because texts have a very high open rate. The only glitch that you need to be aware of is that you're technically not supposed to text someone that hasn't given you the permission to text them. So just like email, you're not supposed to ever buy an email list and send emails out to people that haven't opted into your email list. The same thing goes with text, just because of the do not call list. So what you don't want to do is just start text blasting a bunch of people. Hey, we're open now, in a mass text, and then people get upset because they actually never opted in for that. So
that's actually a good idea. So maybe as people come back in and they're having their consultations, on that form questionnaire that you have them fill out, you ask whether or not they would be okay with you sending them a text as a reminder.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think the offices that we have that in place, when they do an event, they will send out a mass text, and they get a great response because texts have like a 95% open rate, whereas email has a 25% open rate. So I think that's a good idea.
Perfect. Let me ask you another question. I'm getting a lot of questions here. We're talking about emails. We're talking about signing up for newsletters. What recommendations do you have for practices to get more subscribers to their newsletters?
Okay, that's such a funny question because our team call this morning, we were just talking about this. So first of all, I think I saw a question. My favorite platform, as I mentioned again, is MailChimp. It's very easy to use. Make some kind of freebie giveaway. So what you will, I'll see some offices that have subscribe to our newsletter on their website. Nobody's going to do that. They don't want to get another newsletter. Give away something of value in exchange for their email address. So for example, let's say you're trying to attract women for anti-aging services. There's a graphic software that's free that's called Canva, which is Canva, canva.com. Mm-hmm. They have ebook templates in there. And you can create a quick little ebook or a little checklist or some kind of free download that you can give away in exchange for that person's email address. So we have one that's the top foods for anti-aging, and it has some recipes on different anti-aging healthy recipes, healthy skin smoothies and things like that. So I like some kind of freebie, and other offices will even do if you want them to subscribe to your newsletter, maybe you give them a $25 gift card if you subscribe to our newsletter. So that's cash burning in their pocket that they want to use to come in for that first service. So that's
maybe even if they give them, a $25 gift card, but then it's worth $50. It's worth double.
Yes. Yep.
Could be an idea as well.
Yeah. So I think it's all about giving value. You have to give value before you can expect someone to do business with you. So I love the little ebook ideas, and we build sales funnels. We have an ebook that we'll develop, and then we'll, based on whatever niche they have, and then we build a follow-up sales funnel. So those leads that you use to subscribe then get nurtured through those emails, and that works really, really good. But Canva,
right,
go on ebooks.
Right. I think that makes a lot of sense. We're always telling everybody, it's about that content that you can put out there. So, definitely through a newsletter, sign up to receive the top 10, tips to, skin rejuvenation right out of quarantine. You know what I'm saying? Some handy guide that you can provide any of those consumers. So actually, I think
I have
Great
one on,
ideas.
I would have had it on one of these slides. Let me look. No, it's on a different slide deck. We have a picture of one of those ebooks. So tune into one of our webinars on Wednesday and we'll be going over that.
Right. And the other thing that you could even do is, for everybody listening out there, to get them to subscribe, is you could even do a free skin health assessment, virtual. You know, I mean, you look at the camera, you can see, look at my skin. And you know, I always say this, I'm 85 years old. I look pretty good. So those are kinds of things that work, you know, especially to attract people right now. You know, I loved your idea about the video, going back to the video about doing a virtual tour of your facility, where you said to hold your phone horizontal and you go in and you just say, hey, we're open, and capture every treatment room, how excited you all are. I think it's really about that momentum again that you can create.
You can say, hey, here's the room that we have that we do our IPL, and here's our body sculpting room, and here's our injectables room, and here's the room that we are going to be doing our new stress relieving treatment. So it's a way, again, where, you know, people don't know everything that you do. So this is an opportunity to just really, in a fun way, show everybody what you do, but in a way that's not salesy.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, look, this has been fantastic, Lori. I can talk marketing all day and all night, as you know, just like you. It's in our blood. But we love this, and I hope that everybody listening out there received lots of great tips and tactics. I always say marketing is only as good as we can implement, correct? And execute. And I always say, look, Lori gave you so many great ideas. Everybody out there in our virtual audience, all we say is pick one and do it successfully. And at the end of the day, right, it's about execution. If you need any help from any of us, feel free to reach out to Luminous. You can reach out to me at kevin.mendel@luminous.com, or reach out to Lori. And Lori, actually, I just want to make sure that last slide is up. I don't know if it's live right now. Let's see. I think it is up there as the last slide, so everybody can contact you. But again, we thank you for your time. This has been invaluable. And everybody, just so you know, we work with Lori constantly. And she's just a fantastic person. You guys will love her. Thanks again, Lori. And we'll talk to everyone soon.
Thanks, Kevin.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day, guys.